the beginning of the first game, I mean, that is going to be a massive, massive boost in morale for any of these teams. I mean, we were looking at, you know, Alter Ego winning that first game, and then, you know, they're still top of the leaderboard coming into day 2. So any one of these teams that might have Circle, Falcons, Burmese Ghouls, Wolves, any of them could have a really good game, really good hot drop in this first rondo and be set for the rest of the day.
এটা আসলে কি গেম হচ্ছে? Hello, 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 hello. একদমই সাউন্ড কম ভাইয়া।
I know Weibo you want to talk about them a little bit later on here, Niptura, but that Miramar, the lack of scouting, the first one in particular, second one was good, but the first one that did hinder their chances.
সাউন্ড ঠিক আছে?
I'm so confused by that. I thought we knew by now that that road is just you shall not pass road at any in any circumstance if the zone goes there. Yeah, because there's cliffs and all sorts, and no, don't do that. But anyway, we move on, right? We just hope that that doesn't happen again. We move on, and we look forward to the next day as we see some epic shots coming through here. Influence Rage, another team Jukes that we would like to see a tiny bit more from. They're 2 points away from the top 2. They had a great day yesterday, but I just want to see just a tiny bit more, just a little bit more than consistency, because I feel like rough games as well yesterday.
এগুলো কি?
I mean, you got to switch it up here now. I think these first few games are going to be the big deciding factor of who makes it and who doesn't, Mac. Especially when it comes to
What?
reiterate, right? We saw a crazy amount of hot drops on day 1. For me,
कुछ नहीं सुन रहे मैं।
leaderboards, Max, from 10th place on down. Like, what do you have to what do you have to lose at this point? Why wouldn't you send 3 players down to the center of the map and try your best to soak up some crazy
লাইভে আপনার কথা শোনা যায় দেখেন।
comeback happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, fully agreed. I think that if you're currently at the middle,
So
this rondo is going to be setting the pace for the entirety of this second day of Last Chance. And you know what? You have so many possible eliminations in the Ox Factory. Maybe you want to try and get involved in that conversation, try and snatch it away. You can do like Team Flash, right, Niptura, which actually didn't get involved in the fight early on.
1 নাম্বার হইছে কি AE
Picked up a few eliminations here and there. So actually,
AE 2 হইছে FL 3 হইছে LNF
No, that's a really good point, especially when you know you've just come off of a hot drop. Yes, you might have a lot of loot, but at the same time you're wounded, you're trying to bandage up, you need a little bit of time to reset. And if a team like Flash timed that really, really well, that could spell the end of any of the teams that survived the hot drop. So it is really nice to see some teams be opportunistic in that way, and I wonder if we'll see more of that going into this first map.
AE প্লেস পয়েন্ট নিচে 24 LMS নিচে 34 টোটাল পয়েন্ট নিচে 58 চিকেন নিয়েছে 2টা FL নিয়েছে 18টা বাংলায় বলি MLs প্লেস পয়েন্ট ওকে elimination এটা কি head to head fashion এবার কাজে okay smart হ্যালো আপু কেমন আছেন আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো আপনার কি অবস্থা
mild expectations with going into this PMGC season, and I feel like Niptra is getting so much more confident as every single game happens, and you can really see on the rank, as you already said right there, Hodgix, so powerful. So hey, Burmese Ghouls keeping the hopes of Myanmar alive once again and making it to the grand final.
Head to head
One hell of an achievement
versus
It really would, and I feel like as well, this is one of the good things of actually going through every single stage, right? Because if they had gone straight to finals, I don't think they would have done as well as if they can go through Last Chance and go to finals that way, because the confidence we've seen out of them growing and just then getting far more comfortable has been really, really nice. Weibo, I feel like actually this is the flip side is Weibo have struggled having to go through all of the stages. I feel like honestly, like we were talking about it, right? It's like what is going on with them because they're super inconsistent, but when they have a good game, they have a really good game. They show us how smart they can really be. And I really
Okay, Rando.
like it's a
Rando.
of the IGL because the players can rally as long as he makes those decisions really quickly, but you can see where the decisions come really really late, and even though the execution
এখন Rando হবে
is good, it's either the wrong decision
and কি Rando
so
হবে
I really hope that Weibo
and Rando match today's match Rando এরপর হবে এরাঙ্গেল মেরাপাচ
I've cracked the code. Is the fact that they only get second place. The Sook curse is real. They only get second place.
Hee hee ha ha ha. Hee hee ha ha ha. Hee hee hee.
Let's see if they could do it. But you know what, guys? Before we get started, we got to give a big thank you, of course, to the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone of PMGC 2025. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory. Empowering every gamer to hashtag be the one and hashtag outplay the rest on the global stage. Thank you, Infinix, everybody putting this together. It's been a long road to get here, and we only got 6.
Winner.
And you know, we've been talking about it from the get-go here. How important
GT13 Pro. Oh my god.
If we see a couple teams create such a large point gap, it is gonna demoralize this lobby towards these last few games entirely, right? So one thing I'm really looking forward to is seeing the adaptability of squads, right? I don't want to just see teams like play the
অনেক নাকি
see them adjust their performance to try and get top 2 because it's top 2 or nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, I'm really happy you bring up that topic about
এরকম
one team that I want to see adapt a little bit more in a significant fashion is Loops. Great
host jokes
eliminations. And you know what? Eliminations alone aren't going to carry you to punch your ticket for the grand final.
অনেকেই খেলতেছে ভাই
More late game finishes. Top
Nice.
would just make me so happy for Loops. I mean, Rafina was an MVP right yesterday, which is unexpected for me at least.
PMGC
If you see them increase that survival time just a little bit more and keep fragging out,
25
I think top 2 is definitely in the cards for this squad.
yes
I really agree with that. I want to say as well, you know, another team I'm kind of looking for is going to be sort of Inner Circle and Wolves. Falcons as well, they get an honorable mention here because Falcons and Wolves, both of them had a really great Miramar in one of the Miramars, but the rest of the games we didn't see that much from either of the teams.
এটা কোন টিম
I'd like to see just a bit more presence.
Rondo
Repeating over the stages, but it's true, right? You want to see this presence in these games in the late stages because it's not necessarily aggression that we're looking for because we don't
নরমালি আমি রন্ডো খেলি না এরা কেমন খেলে দেখা যাক আই থিঙ্ক ভালোই আমি যখন টুর্নামেন্ট খেলি তখনই রন্ডো খেলা হয় তাছাড়া খেলা হয় না আর এক একজন হেডফোন ইউজ করছে বাবা অনেক দামি দামি
which is crazy to say because Inner Circle I feel when they play very well has some of the best presence we've seen globally. So for me to have to say, hey, Inner Circle, you need to step up the presence game here is really strange for me to say, but it's true, especially in this final day.
I mean, actually, you bring up a few of those teams, Inner Circle, in the Hot Drop in the Ox, Team Falcons, also in the Hot Drop in the Ox.
এই এরা হচ্ছে অনেকগুলো অনেক প্রথমে 2টা চিকেন নিয়েছে এদের পয়েন্টস ভালো এই এরা হচ্ছে ভালো ম্যাচ প্লে করছে রন্ডোতে কেমন খেলে দেখা যাক
It was off the back of a very early pivot from their western drop right into the northern side of Los Leones. And by doing so, they don't lose players.
Yes. Oh my god, হাত কি চলছে ভাই এ তো এদিক ওদিকে ঘুরে ঘুরে ভাই মরতেছে কি খেলছে এরা already start আমাদের বাংলাদেশে এরকম হয় না
teams, right? Like Virtus Pro comes to mind, for instance, that kept losing players early on, and then before they were actually doing really well. It's the same story for Falcons, and it would be really nice to maybe
Nice.
adjust some of those rotations, or maybe don't go for those risky rotations. Maybe rotate a little bit more compactly, speedily. Go quickly.
Already start হয়ে গেছে, I think.
Too much in this lobby. It's got
Next match.
balance of
Start.
from the group red that we
এবার কারা পয়েন্ট করে একটু দেখবো। এর আগে এরা পয়েন্ট করছে ভালো।
rotating a little bit more together would be much better for them.
অবশ্য
We definitely need to see those little adjustments, right? Especially from the top 9 teams, because they could definitely make it into top 2. Now, I just do want to preface this, right? When it comes to the 10th place team alliance,
yes, এটা ওকে।
25 points behind second. So for 10th place on down, this is do or die, match number 1, right? If we don't see a 10th place team, Max, on down win this rondo, it's over for them, right?
Yeah, you want to, again, it's dependent on, do you want to try and just get into the late game and get a win and a lot of placement points, or do you want to go full crazy aggro mode and go into Neox? I know I sound like a broken record every 2 seconds, but it's gonna
ভাই এরা সব ফিটফাট করে একদম গেমিং চেয়ারে বসে এত দামি দামি হেডফোন, সামনে সবাই মেবি ক্যামেরা নাকি এটা, আই থিঙ্ক ক্যামেরা।
You absolutely could. It's going to be a crazy thing to see if a team can pull it
বাপরে, তো ছোট ছোট ফ্যানও লাগাই রাখছে।
quickly. Is teams actually targeting those solos on the 3-1 split in Rondo, right? That would be huge, and it'd be a great
Rondo map শুরু।
I think a lot of these teams are going to have to really think about that going into Neox.
Well, let's see what's gonna happen, folks. First game of the last day of Last Chance. It's
Last.
Rondo. Are we gonna see the craziest hot drop?
Next match start.
Let's see.
Okay. Rondo. So start, guys. যদিও আমার এতটা পছন্দের ম্যাপ না, তারপরও দেখা যাক। সবাই এগুলো দেখে অবশ্য
Let's analyze that. I promise I can say that word. It's like sound like I'm trying to say pineapple in various
top 4 elements.
Oh dear.
এই টিমটা পুরা এদেরকে মানে পুরা এটা সিস্টেমটা ভালো।
You actually absolved of all of that. You absolved of all of that. Yeah. You absolved of all of that. Yeah. Okay. It just sounded like you're fighting with yourself. What happened there was basically like a small raccoon came to my room and just like wrapped
Bye.
It's not my fault. Let's talk about the hot drop because it's happening right now. We can talk about your
সে খেলতেছে।
drop it onto the Ox factory, then pop it off on the rooftops. Already it is going to stay toasty here.
ওয়ান শট বা শর্ট গান দিয়ে কি মারতেছে, যা নক করে দিছে।
Looks for more, but is set
Knock.
down across the way. Hardboy wants to control the angle, may be able to find the defense on
Okay.
loops are here as well. Weibo wants to play the top of the tables, all desperate for that ascension and Snowix.
এখন 11 নম্বর টিম BOAR BDAR নাকি ফিনিশ। নাইস। অলরেডি কিল পয়েন্ট করে ফেলছে বিডিআররা।
They did not care for it, so it was still a pretty big hot drop, not the hugest we've seen, but still a lot of teams dropping here, and it seems to be teams and squads that really want to shake things up a little bit. Weibo is definitely an interesting one. I think Weibo is probably the more interesting out of all of that.
নাইস খেলতেছে কিন্তু।
Weibo actually towards Neox, so a little bit of extra aggression from this team is curious. Now, yesterday, if they were watching,
আরো শর্ট করতে হবে এটা।
she got quite a lot of points off the back of just as like a solo or a duo who were just holding out players as they attempted to leave from Neox. They are now just down to order, but I think that if you want anyone, it will be order. Yeah, and they'll be getting themselves back up very, very quickly.
WOL ওরা এখন ফাইট নিচ্ছে কাদের সাথে?
All of this chaos close towards test track. Doran on the inside. No elims yet, but
ফিনিশ করে দিল রে, ফিনিশ করে দিল।
that's going to be
রন্ডো অবশ্য
up to 3. The Wolves denied an opportunity to earn
ভালো খেলা চলতেছে ম্যাচটা মোটামুটি ভালো আমার কাছে যদিও পার্সোনালি পছন্দ না এখন টুর্নামেন্টে শুধু এই অনেকগুলো ম্যাপ দেয় পয়েন্টও অনেকগুলো করে করতে পারতেছে আচ্ছা যে পয়েন্ট করছে এ ইরা 58 পয়েন্ট এফ এলরা 54 পয়েন্ট এল ডব্লিউ পি এস 53 পয়েন্ট অনেকে অনেক পয়েন্ট করে ফেলছে অলরেডি
But I think Falcons need to play more like the Burmese Ghouls. I think that you play to your strength, and Burmese Ghouls' strength is that as a four, they're really good. Falcons are kind of similar. Burmese Ghouls, you don't see them hot dropping anyone because I don't think that they're extremely confident in their 4v4s and in closed spaces. But when it comes to
recovery system, my
do that. So yeah, I think
recovery system, my
right choice there to continue playing like that. And Falcons.
ফ্যালকন হচ্ছে পয়েন্টস করছে 34 কিল এলিমিনেশন কিল করছে একটা ইয়েস হ্যাঁ রে গেকরা তো কোথায় 15 পয়েন্ট
Loops on one. Oh dear, they're stuck in this hot drop blank. This is nasty. Loops in third place right now, but they've got a lot of GK bearing down upon them. They've overcommitted potentially to this hot drop.
Yeah, it's a big overcommit. It's probably come from the fact that a player on the outside got knocked down. And this is the risk you run a lot of times. Even if you go for the 3-1, there's a risk that your player on an outpost does get
soup.
Neo's Factory, I think a lot of teams
Supra 25 point. ওসে কিল নাই পয়েন্ট আছে খেলতেছে এইরা অনেক ভালো খেলতেছে ওদের পয়েন্ট আগেরবারও পয়েন্ট অনেক আগিয়ে ছিল এবারও অনেক আইসি 48 পয়েন্ট কিল নাই
out to the northwest side of the circle, so it is just IQ seeing how many points he can get. Team Flash also racking up 1 or 2 against Influence Rage. This is after a rotate as well. The recalls might be a little bit shabby. Team Flash going to keep themselves nice and topped up. Genji around the corner. In the meantime, though, it's still, in my mind, all about what Loops are going to do here with Vitinho wanting to stay alive. Probably more than
মোটামুটি সবাই ভালো খেলতেছে
Weibo?
That is crazy. I was going to say that Alter Ego fall into the trap of letting Rosemary die first again, but there is an immediate clapback from the rest of the squad over towards Weibo, which gets a little bit awkward now, right? Where you have order, and I think that the rest of the players that they are quickly ready on Weibo. Not sure about Alter Ego.
লোপেসরা কি মার খাইতেছে রে কি মার দিতেছে স্কোপের মধ্যে
New York's Factory would be brilliant. He's able to find another. The rest of his team are now back. Where did that recall come from? Okay, sneaking that one on through. Loops able to stay up as 4, and that is
লোপসটা তো ভালো মার দিচ্ছিল ভাই কি খেলতেছে এরা একটার মধ্যে কতগুলো মলি টলি করে চার মলি সেইটাই মরতেছে নাইস
but they can't afford to do so. Tops hopping around on the pagoda, looking for the shots down the stairs. It's lined up, and it will be Tops going down. Flash with one on the outside. They're going to send out for those recalls.
Bozo can see if he can catch a player.
Refresh.
Maybe being a little bit
lazy. Refreshing. I see 48 আর কিল করছে দুইটা ভালো খেলছে এরা সব থেকে ভালো খেলতেছে ইরা 4 কিল করছে 62 পয়েন্টস এফএলও ভালো খেলছে আগের ম্যাচেও 58 পয়েন্টস 4 কিল লোপেসরা হচ্ছে 54.4 কিলস ভালো খেলছে INF 52 কিল পয়েন্টস 0 কিল এখনো কিল করে নাই
and he's still got his teammates, but he wants to keep scrapping it out. He's on 4 elims already. Well, the team is on 4 elims already, and the nade should bring them up to 5. I don't think GK are going to be able to get this res. It's quite a long
মোটামুটি টুর্নামেন্টটা অনেক ভালোই আই থিঙ্ক স্টেডিয়ামে সবাই স্টেডিয়ামে আছে
There's a great fight going on, by the way. Is that the Flash actually do find the shots over towards Genji, and Genji
FL রে দেখি কেমন পয়েন্ট করছে FL এরা ভালো পয়েন্ট এখন পর্যন্ত এরা পয়েন্টে আগে আছে কিন্তু কিল পয়েন্টসে FL রা পয়েন্টে কিলতে আগে আছে
I think that they slowed down quite a bit towards the end of that tournament, but I also do feel bad for them on that final game where Weibo essentially sees them, realizes that's their only hope, and they were suddenly injected with this warrior's will to take down the Flash. Ended up being E-Arena to get ahead of both of them just because of how focused Weibo was on taking down the Flash.
A team that's closest to getting eliminated right now is Papra Supermassive. With the circle shifting southwest, Kamikaze is trapped between Inner Circle and Boars. He is probably going to be able to make it out, but it's dangerous on this.
FL রে আবার ফাইট করতেছে জ্ঞান ভাই এই শুধু ঘুরেই যায় ভাই গাড়ি নিয়ে চেয়ার নিয়ে কেমনে ঘুরে মারতেছে সেই জোস খেলতেছে এদের কাছে খেলা শিখা লাগবে ভাই ও গাড়ি ড্রাইভ সাড়ে মারতেছে দিল জ্ঞানরা তো ভালো খেলতেছে নক করে দিছে রে FL রে চলে আসছে আয় রে মারে দিল জ্ঞানরা ভালো খেললো FL দিয়ে মারে দিল ভেরি ব্যাড এটা গিকরা তো পান করছে এটা কাদের সাথে ফাইট জুনের বাইরে ভাই জুনে গেলেই তো হয় কারণ রন্ডো ম্যাচে জুনে সব জুন না ধরতে পারলে খেলা নাই ওকে ইনফ্রা কেমন কিল করছে দেখি জুন অনেক দূর এখনো
Genji do need to be careful on their step-in. Will not be free of danger for them. We'll see where we're going to go. A little bit closer to stadium. Alliance in the middle. Alter Ego. Control. A recall beacon inside the zone. That is a pretty powerful spot.
It's great for Alter Ego. And it's going to be great for picking up stragglers as well. There isn't all that many in this squad. We have 64 players, which I know, very surprising considering the amount of limbs we've seen go through on our...
সবাই সিঙ্গেল কার নিছে ভাই এতগুলো গাড়ি কই পাইছে এরা আমরা খেলার সময় তো একটা গাড়িও পায় না আরে ফেলাই দিল রে ফেলকেন রে ফেলাই দিছে সুপ্রা বিজিরে ফেলকনদের ফেলাই দিল নাইস ফাইট very fight very nice fight so বিজিরা কিন্তু একটু করে আগেই চলতেছে যেমন রাজ দিবে এই যে ফেলকন এটা কাদের সাথে রাজ দিচ্ছে দেখি গিক নাকি no 9J6 দের সাথে 9J6
This could be a great game for Alter Ego. I mean, and what a time to have it as well with the top 2 spots so hotly contested. Remember, there's only 6 matches to play today. getting a massive dent in your tally would be brilliant. That is what teams will be looking for. Big matches here. And for a lot of teams towards the bottom, right? Obviously with Alterigo being a center point, we're talking about
মোটামুটি
them, but
সবাই
for a
ভালো
lot of teams
খেলতেছে
towards the bottom, this is the last chance to come up big in a match and jump up
চেয়ারের উপর শুয়ে শুয়ে খেলতেছে
towards the top two spots. I mean,
চেয়ারের উপর শুয়ে শুয়ে খেলে আমার মতো
great, but they need to get 20 pointers here in order to jump back into competition.
গো 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 গো
It's really not. And
জুন জার চিকেন তার জুন জার চিকেন তার জুন জার চিকেন তার
Team Flash.
ইয়ে এভরিওয়ান ইয়ে
The Flash has 6 elims, Ulterigo has 4 and a strong spot. And the Flash, I feel like they're not slowing down, they're not stopping.
জুনের বাইরে পড়ে গেছে
To cut ahead. Even the teams that I think would be chasing is like Weibo.
মারলো রে মারলো রে মারলো রে
Towards the western side. Great shots from Flash again. Bose takes down Kevin. Geeke kind of backed off that position on the northeast side now.
ওরে স্প্রে ও মাই গড
Even Burmese Ghouls getting involved over towards Geeke. But yeah, I think the Flash is just
भाई मैं तो फैन हो गया उसको
Alterigo maybe even gets the
मैं तो फैन हो गया
in which case it becomes so difficult.
so difficult so difficult
Not in the best
and
way.
there's no question
It's a very hard shift, but even so, Weibo in a circle, 2 teams that are towards the top of the tables anyway. I think the bottom of the tables.
I think you think nothing
Maybe Geeke though going out with a bit of a bang against Team Flash on this one. 6 elims found. Pretty decent stuff from the hot drop and giving Team Flash a run for their money. Actually getting an elim there. Team Flash not going to be able to get a recall on
কেন
this
বেশি
one.
আর কেমন মেলে
The stadium feels like a bad move and playing on as 3. Not great, but 9 elims blank, and you can't say fairer than that. We'll see if Alterigo are able to transition into this circle, and I think that is the major change of dynamic. And actually, Falcons are ahead of the curve on this rotate. They're getting in there nice and quick.
11
Maybe into
straight
the
away.
wrong place though.
Yeah, I mean you're attempting to just kind of get ahead.
11
This was very much a what I would like.
এই সুপ সুপ্রা টয়েন কিল করে ফেলেছে 2 কিল 27 পয়েন্ট ওদের
Sometimes doesn't work. In that case, it absolutely did not work.
রিসেন্টলি কোনো টুর্নামেন্ট নাই ও মারে দিল ও নাইস এআরসি
Supermassive against
সুপ দিয়ে মেরে দিল রে সুপ
Roman Arkred, definitely in the driver's
Nice.
seat of this fight.
নাইস এখন তোমার সুপ খেতে মন যাচ্ছে
From the nade, but not nearly as much as Glory. Kamikaze with the nade.
নো আমার বাসায় সুন্দর সুপ আছে
Massive. He was able to pull them all back up earlier on, but will it all be for naught against Arkred here? Easy for Bad Boy. Ramses playing the rock. Kamikaze has
নাইস সুপ দিয়ে মেরে দিল এসিআর
he can't handle it.
এমন একটা এআরসি ফিনিশ করে দিয়েছে
Waste any time now.
সুপদের
Run you straight over. Protect their position on the table and try and catch up to Flash, who are streaking out to a lead.
কোন কি রে কোনটা কি
Low on nades at the moment from Loops. Globen also joining in onto this one.
কোন মিটিং
Burmese Ghouls. That's with 2 players as well. That's a really fantastic hold.
ফ্যান্টাস্টিক একদমই ফ্যান্টাস্টিক বুঝতে পারছি খুবই বাজে ফ্যান্টাস্টিক মারে দিল রে আরে কি মারে কত কিল করতেছে লুপসরা নাইস একদম ওপি খেলছে ভাই কি কিল এগুলো
Handle the remix now, looking for the challenge, and Loops may be drawn short. The picture in
কি
picture.
কিল
Burmese Ghouls and Alterigo
শটগান শুধু শটগান ফাইট
jumping on through, and Arkred able to find the last player of Loops. They
এআরসিরা ভালো কিল করছে
short, and Arkred the ones to do so. 9ZG as well played their part. It's a lot of teams towards the tops who are straggling. It's all really up to Weibo to catch Team Flash as Alterigo have fallen.
Yeah, Burmese Ghoul able to get the final point. Again, I think that
সে একটা কিল হলো শটগানের একটা মার ধুমছে
they said
খুবই ধুমছে একটা মার হইছে এআরসিরাও ভালো খেলছে, এআরসিরা ভালো খেলছে। বাইশেরই টুর্নামেন্ট। এফএলরা এখনো বেঁচে আছে বলে 9 কিল করছে ভাই, 9 পয়েন্ট তুলে ফেলছে। ইনফ্রা ভালো। Oh, Ajahn, they enjoy it, everyone. So, guys. ভাই ঠান্ডা কি অনেক বেশি ঠান্ডা, ঠান্ডা অলরেডি পড়া শুরু হয়ে গেছে রে।
Assault. Yeah, that's so sad for the Wolves. Like, what is Flash doing over the ruining Wolves?
ভালো খেলতেছে কিন্তু সবাই মোটামুটি।
Push. I did not like that. I did not like that at all. Wave on the other hand, oh my god, things just opened up in a big way for them, like a real treasure chest right at the center of the circle.
রন্ডোতে যে সবাই এত ভালো খেলে জানতাম না।
Cursed or not at this point in time, because they've still got to make it through and win that chicken dinner, which seems to be a little bit of a difficulty for them.
দেখা যাক কারা চিকেন নাই।
They're on 8 elims right now. Black puts them on 57 points, leaving them 7 points shy of Team Flash. So it is an elim extra and a second place, or a full chicken dinner that would see them over that boundary. And they are really still looking pretty solid here. You imagine they're going to be able to farm some points from Boars on the north, potentially, from Alliance on the east, maybe.
ভাই সব এক একটা কোণার মধ্যে বসে আছে।
Because Federal, the Lone Ranger for Influence Rage, trying to keep them in the running, as well as 9ZG, the full squad. Going to be looking for a rollout too, so points to be earned here for Weibo.
If you asked me yesterday about midway through the day, I would have told you that
হ্যালো আপু, কি খবর? এই তো কাব্য ভাই, আপনার কি খবর?
But I think genuinely right now it looks possible.
এআরসি টিমটা ভালো খেলতেছে। এআরসি 7 কিল করে ফেলছে, বাপরে। .27
Very clean fights, very clean holds on the areas that needed to be looked towards. I think right now I like this 3-1 split they're going for. I think they understand there's a lot of teams that want to work their way through on that south side, so they're going to deal with that.
মাঝখানে মার খেয়ে গেল রে যা। এআরসিরা মাঝখানে মার খেয়ে গেল। এখন 9ZG আছে, ইনফোর মার খেয়ে গেল, ইনফ মার খেয়ে গেল। বিজি আছে, আইসি আছে, ব্রোড। হ্যাঁ আমি স্ট্রিমে লাইভ করি, আমার সেম নাম বট অজন্তা ওইটি পেজ দেখেন, 12K-র মতো একটা পেজ আছে, আর সেম সব কিছুতে আমার সেম নাম বট অজন্তা ওইটি।
We haven't talked about them too much, but they hold a pretty strong position. I like that Noki's already moved up. I think Noki is doesn't get enough credit on the team. I think a lot of people focus on Falak a lot, but I do think that Noki is an insane player. On a solo angle as well, he can be
Noki
so tremendously problematic.
Noki nice খেলতেছে সবাই
Where he can get one or two
nice রে nice
like a shot onto him. So Noki being this close to Weibo
Noki
does worry me a little bit.
Made over the top. And they are looking to rack up these elims up to 9 now. Second place would draw them even. Order with the challenge, 33Z goes down. Order taken out as well by a nade. 9ZG not going down without a fight, but Coligoat steps on a landmine there, goes up. But the sprays are coming through, and Weibo have lost a player now in a circle, starting to take command here, Blank. Maybe it's not just one team looking to jump up into top 2 here.
আপনার কি মনে হয় A1 কি আবার আগের মতো ডায়নামিকের টিম হয়ে উঠবে হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই সবাই 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 ভালো কিছু করবেন
It's happened so much with Weibo. It's unbelievable. Where they'll just keep walking out the same angle that they just got shot from. It's happened too much that I will forgive it anymore. It's happened before. I'm like, that's the heat of the moment. That's the heat of the moment for the boys. They're struggling, but it's just happening again and again. Funnily enough, it's happened the most versus Inner Circle as well. This is a great push from Inner Circle, easy peasy. And like I said, Noki finds 2 before you even know it's happened. And I am proud of the boys from Inner Circle here. This is a great push. They absolutely deserve to win off the back of that. That's a nasty nade from Molio, though.
Might have been able to catch that one coming, but I think he had his eyes on the inventory there. The Weibo curse. The focus on the box is a little bit too much, but Alliance can't push over because of IQ's position, because of the backup that sits there, and because of the boars, keeping them crunched in. But the boars have to move now. The blue zone's going to start to move. Havlik breaking inside. A push forwards. The fight for the middle of the tables, trying to move up. Boars on 8 elims already, Blank. Alliance only on 3. The boars could make a massive dent in their approach as well, with a big game here. So a lot of moving parts, and teams that were really on last chance saloon in with a shot. A big nade for Snowix to open it up. Exo pulls out wide, a nade goes high for Alliance. One goes short as well. The first knock onto Snowix is there, and they step out. Get a little bit too far forwards though, and the burn bites them back. The boars kept on the crunch as Jimmy bleeds out, sure, but this is a solid hold from Alliance. Boars a little bit trepidatious, nearly finding more, but the healing desperately needed now.
I mean, this is a hell of a swing out coming through from Inner Circle as well. They are finding a lot of points off the back of this. They instantly started wrapping wide off the back, and look at that. All the points are going through to Inner Circle, and they are just shooting up the leaderboard with this one. Falak's finding that, actually finds all of them. T24 is down, but there's an immediate refrag coming through from Falak here. 16 elims on the game. Oh my goodness me, Inner Circle.
What a shutdown from Inner Circle.
আজকে কে জিতবে আপু আমার মনে হয় কে যে জিতবে এখন ওইভাবে বলা তো যায় না তবে জিতবে হয়তো এইভাবে বলা যাচ্ছে না সবাই মিলে রিফ্রেশিং টাইমিং অনেকক্ষণ বসে আছে তো 1 ঘন্টা প্লাস কুমোর টুমোর দৌড়ে গেছে এরা হয়তো এরা অন্ডতে এরা জিতছে নাইস I see. বাপরে সেই এন্ট্রি I see 10 my god ভালোই লাগতেছে okay final I see finally
in the last
ফাইনালি
chance.
হচ্ছে
Neptune
আইসি
brings down this historical start for
এরা আমার
Innocent
ম্যাচ
today.
জিতছে
I love this team
তো
so
আজকে
much.
পুরা টিমে কারা
So,
জিতবে আর
I
এত এটা
love
বলা যাচ্ছে না তবে
Innocent
পয়েন্টে
so much.
এই
The
আছে হচ্ছে
very
এ
recent
ইরা এ ই
control they had on this inner circle, on this final circle here, the zone. They were able to push everybody out to the zone. Really careful with their
ফাইনাল
angles. That
ব্লোতে
3-1 split
আইসি
coming
হয়েছে
in
এই
really
রন্ডতে
clutch there. Using IQ as their
আইসিতে
anchor point, just able
আইসি
to
উইনার
push everybody out to that blue zone, make them
টিম
panic, make them
টিম
not have
টিম
time to make any decisions for themselves. They were just controlling from start to finish. I love this from the Max.
I want to echo a point that Blank had earlier on in this tournament about Inner Circle, which is we were seeing Falak pop off, we were not seeing the rest of the team. T24, 6 eliminations, Noki, 3 eliminations, IQ, 3 eliminations. This is the Inner Circle we were waiting for, and they have showed up big on this Rondo game. And you know what? The good rotations, down to the recall, right? Niptura, they had the recall from T24 OP next to Bailey, northwest of Rondo. And that allows them to avoid any big early to mid-game skirmishes.
তো এরপরে কি ম্যাচ শুরু হবে সেটা তো এরাঙ্গেল আই থিঙ্ক এরাঙ্গেল এরপরে জানি না একটু পরে শুরু হবে
And they wrap it up well. Like the third parties at the end there, beautiful.
ফালাক
What I love so much is that how careful
Falak,
Paul was.
Falak.
They didn't full send anything. They used the terrain to their advantage. They made sure that they were able to just get exactly what they needed without any risk themselves. And I love that from them. And I just love as well what we saw here is like they were backing off of the hot drop as well, like just well backing off, making sure that they had exactly what they needed and weren't getting too caught up in those big fights. So I really appreciate that from them, and they were able to actually be able to set up a much better game for themselves without all of that.
Yeah, I mean, this game was just amazing. You know what? I said it already. I wish we had 2 rondos per day, man.
Oh,
These
so
matches
bad.
are so fun. I know everyone's been like, oh, we don't want rondo in esports. And now I see everywhere people are like, yeah, rondo is actually really fun to watch. It's actually really good. But yeah, in some of these plays, actually this Wolves push, we saw there was Genji pushing onto it, then the third party coming in from Team Flash. I love that play from Team Flash, but I mean, Hot Jukes, Wolves, that fight, not losing a single player in that engagement was literally so unexpected.
But yeah, I mean, it was so clutch for them there. It's just right there towards the end. After all that fight is said and done, they try to set her up with a circle, and Weibo just had such a beautiful position on the high ground there. 27 points, though, from Inner Circle. I'm telling you, all this team needs is to get 4 players in the final circle. And they're going to make it happen here, guys. They were in 7th place, Maxman, before the day started. With 27 points, this is going to, like, take them to infinity and beyond. That is insane.
Yeah, the demons from Pakistan have arisen in this. Well, it's not the Bulls, but you know what? Well, I can steal that and use it for Inner Circle this one. But you know what? We're talking about the big squads at the top of the leaderboards getting points. Inner Circle, Weibo, Flash. You know, of course, some really good double-digit games. But Ball, Niptura, they were standing in 11th position before this match. 25 points. This game alone puts them in reach of a top 2 position if they keep getting good points on board. So, Balls, perfect timing to get a decent game here.
Yeah, really nice from them. Again, I mean, it goes along with the lines of what we were saying, right? That Rondo is kind of the make or break game for the rest of the day, and I really enjoy seeing Boars take advantage of that and go, listen, this is the only map that we get a second chance. You know, we get do-overs if something doesn't go quite right. We get that recall, so let's just go for it. I love to see that from the Boars. Hopefully we see that in the next few games as well, but you see the MVP, I mean, it's got to be Falak. Of course it has to be. 5 eliminations, 11, nearly 1,200 damage on his own. I mean, that just goes to show you he was farming teams left, right, and center.
Look how he's just looking into that camera right now.
I know.
He scares me. I don't want to be in the 200-meter radius of this guy, or you're dead. But you know what? We're talking about the teams that did so well, also just like Boars. I was actually very upset with 2 teams, and that was Weibo and especially Alter Ego. Sure, they got a few points on board here, Hot Jukes, but Alter Ego in particular, why are we doing this mid-game 2-2 split versus Burmese Ghouls and Weibo? Commit to a fight. You know what? I genuinely don't care which one you pick. Commit to it as a full squad, and you might be able to actually make it into Weibo's position here. As Inner Circle, they take away first place in the first match on Rondo. What?
What a jump!
Are you kidding me? Yeah, when I saw that 2-2 split from Alter Ego, right? I was like, this is a 30-point lead play here. You know, like if you got 30 points on the lobby, then you can kind of do that kind of thing and get away with it. But you don't got that kind of lead, and that lead is gone. See you later. You ain't even in first place anymore. Now you're the team in the hot seat. Game number 1. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Neptura, last chance. This is what it's all about.
It is. Inner Circle were in 7th place beginning today, and in one game, they've not only got to first, but they've actually got a fair bit of a lead, right? What is that for? It's 7 points. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's more than AE and Flash right now. It's more than Flash and Weibo right now. So what a game from them. I mean, we're not going to see those same kind of numbers coming in on a Wrangle, but if they can get a back-to-back top 5, top 3, they're set, Max.
I think I did see there was a little bit of a point gap being created between 4th and 5th, if I'm not mistaken, like getting around 10 points. There is a bit of a cushion being built here. It's not a massive one, but it's still something sizable. But all I want in a circle, don't rest on your laurels. Great that you did so big a jump here on game 1 going into first place. You're not comfortable still. We need to see, of course, a follow-up going into the Erangel matches where Erangel for them yesterday, Neptura, they didn't get too many points on board. They got like a very low elim 3rd place with, actually was it, no. Oh yeah, it was the 3rd place, but it was still 10 elimination. Actually, I got that number wrong. An extra 0 there, so quite impactful. But it's going to be tough because look, Flash getting so many points too, Weibo getting a ton of points, Ultra Ego able to at least get into the mid-game stage. Erangel is going to be do or die for some of these squads.
No, it is absolutely. Weibo as well with that, right? They did get to the top 4 and they did get a lot of eliminations. It's just that they faltered in the last bit. But again, that kind of performance is something we want to see coming into those next games. So Weibo is still a threat here for sure.
Neptura, I have a question for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to Inner Circle here, okay, the strategy, obviously, with how behind they were, right, was go aggressive, get a ton of eliminations, win the game, right? They did exactly that for game number 1. Now they're in the lead, okay? Going into Erangel, though, what do you feel would be the best bet for Inner Circle here? Do you stay aggressive? Do you try to soak up some more points and kind of segue? Or now that you got a little bit of lead, just try to stretch to that end game and conserve and get some points? What would you do in the situation?
Honestly, I would ask to just play exactly how they played that Rondo because they kept to themselves. They weren't over aggressive. They were very careful. They made the decisions they made and they stuck to them. And then those angles coming out in the end game, the timing of the end game was so on point that they cannot go wrong if they just continue to do that. So just do the exact same thing would be my advice.
For Weibo in particular, I said I was also a little bit unhappy about their game. They just delayed their fight versus 90 Globen, and then Inner Circle were just able to make that push and third party it. Weibo, I want to see them be a little bit more proactive with when they pick their fights, and if they do that, I think here they could have got easily maybe even a 2nd place, but they were just not quite quick enough, Hot Jukes, to take away that podium position.
Oh, you better be quick on your feet here because there's only 5 more matches left to go. Let's get into the first Erangel of the last day of Last Chance. Let's go ahead and take it on over to our casters, John Allen and Blake.
Oh, what a mad one to kick things off. Inner Circle up in first place. We are
তো ফাইনালি ম্যাচ শুরু।
ready to rock this lobby once more. We're into Erangel for our final stretch of 3 for a lot of these teams. 14 will never see the grassy pastures again until 2026. So let's see who's going to make the most of it. Are they going to be able to hold their top spots? Is that 2nd place going to be as hotly contested as we think towards the end of the day? Only time will tell. And let's get cracking.
There's quite a few teams right now chasing for top 2. I'm kind of surprised.
এবার দেখা যাক কারা উইনার হয়।
Usually at this point of the day, you're starting to see at least 4 teams break away, but I still think there's around about 7 teams that can still make it in at the moment, or with a fighting chance at least. I think after our next match, match 3, we'll start counting some teams out. If I'm honest, we'll start counting some teams out. It looks like we're getting a hot drop straight away, though. It is Alter Ego immediately getting harassed here by Papa Supermassive. Great spray down from Rosemary. You expect nothing less from the guy.
ফাইট শুরু হয়ে গেছে।
This is very, very dangerous stuff for them, though.
ফাইটিং ফাইটিং।
Down to 2nd place. You can't really afford things to go wrong for you, but it's all going right.
এইরা আবারও ভালো খেলতেছে।
Down to Papa Supermassive. Supermassive really suffering now. There's a hop in for Krypton. He's on the chase. He's looking for more, putting pressure on. Rosary has fallen. You do not want to let this one get flushed away. 2 players go down as well. Snake keeping things under control. Papa Supermassive losing their players. Alter Ego fighting for their second place. Up 3 elims are now on the rooftops. Kamikaze, was that with the bow? He got a double knock. Does he think he's Sook? What's going on here? Kamikaze, put that one back. You're not in Weibo. I know. He's going to drop down though. He's going to go for the rest of the fight. The spray down with the
সেই ফাইট চলতেছে সেই একদম সেই
Snape explodes at his feet, but it's not going to do the damage. And he will find it. Papa Supermassive fall and Alter Ego cling on.
I mean, they made the right play there, full reset, or at least attempted to, 1 player holding. Alter Ego with 4 points there. Very much needed points, but I guess a bit of a heart attack moment for them there as they dropped over towards hospital. Didn't expect to be receiving injuries in the operating room, but there you go. That's how it all breaks down here on Erangel sometimes. It's quite violent. But we do have a northwest circle over towards Ruins, which is unoccupied at the moment. Papa Supermassive, they might have just stamped their ticket out. We do have an interview coming up very shortly, and I believe that it will be with IQ from Inner Circle to get a little bit of an insight into what's going on over on that squad and how they're feeling after that massive win.
Welcome to a quick report with the 7WG. I'm here joined by Falak from Inner Circle, putting up 1100 damage, and with that performance, pushing yourself up to first place. I want to know, you guys made an adjustment in Rondo in regards to the solo player with the 3-1 split. You made sure T24 went further away. What led to that decision?
We just went to New York so we can take some kills, and even if we die, T24 will just recall us and we will loot and belly and just rotate. And then zone favored us, and it was a very good match for us.
এবার কি হইতে পারবে আইসিরা আবারও উইনার
You guys, the timing was great, especially with WBG. As I mentioned earlier, you're in first place.
উইনার
What do you do to keep this momentum going and maintain yourself within the top 2?
We are very confident now. We will just try to like play
ফালাক এটা ফালাক ফালাক
continue this
ফালাক
momentum, so we can qualify for grand finals.
Inshallah, you'll be
grand final.
For performing, you're performing too. Everybody's performing. Let's see how Inner Circle.
Okay.
Chance.
Everyone.
Ooh, okay, well, I mean, they profited a huge amount in those final moments, Blank. I mean, going in towards the final circles, they only had something like 2 elims on that last rondo. And they were able to rack up so many from those final fights. Really masterfully played. They played very, very passive until that point, holding their position well. But now, they're on the Millie Island, and they're going to have to transition north. So, get that loot on board. Get trucking, because your destiny's just across that bridge.
I mean, for Inner Circle, it's pretty free and clear right now. On the south side, no one really challenging them. On Sosnovka, so an easy approach.
ও ফার্স্টে চলে গেছে আইসি তারপর এই 2 নম্বরে এই চলে গেছে 3 নম্বরে এফএল আইসি চিকেন নিয়ে ফাইনাল ফার্স্টে চলে গেল
So it's a really big jump up after 1 game. Then again, I think it was roughly 27 points they got off that match. So fairly gigantic amount of points they were able to accrue. Alter Ego, a bit of damage still on their side.
আমার ডাউট লাগতেছে
Don't really have any
কোনো তো একটা কাজ
at the moment.
মে ডাউটিং
Circle potentially, maybe. We'll see how it plays out. A bit worried for Alter Ego because typically on these sorts of circles, and we head over towards Ruins, your Fields, Everest, teams do want to take splits. I think it's a frustrating one because I think when you watch Alter Ego and they take their splits and it goes well, everyone at home is clapping. Everyone's, wow, Alter Ego, well done. And we're all like, well done, nice split. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm always looking at them and being like, I don't know. Is this too greedy? It feels a little bit greedy to me. And then it works out. But then there's those clear moments where they'll do it again.
Capture is
Play. I think that
I think
because they are so good at the game,
so 27 গিন হচ্ছে 23 9 জেড কিং আচ্ছা না 20
I mean, just getting there in the first place already is going to be a
Geek
monumental
18
achievement, right? In the grand finals, the minimum
তো
expectation
আইসিরা
is
কিন্তু ফার্স্ট
500,000.
রাউন্ডে চলে
That's
আসছে
second
ফার্স্ট
place.
ফার্স্ট
If you're
এইরা
doing last chance
সেকেন্ড
to win,
এফএল
it's
রাজ
5,500 depending
থার্ড
if you're first or second. So already you're nearly tripling your money. Not to mention what you will have earned from Gauntlet from group stage as well. So having a good time, just getting there. But you're right, getting further in, that's even more money, right? Because the jumps do start to get pretty big. Obviously, that grand prize of $500,000 for first place in those grand finals. But we'll see. We'll see if that's something that is being purely utilized for this lobby as well, right? It could be a case of, well, we know we can't do it later, but in order to maximize this opportunity, because you need top two, right? We're going to go for it and see what we can get done. I see right now Inner Circle looking to take eyes over towards Gen G, who are guarding them out, which is
ভাই কি এটা কি
pretty
স্কোপ
cool.
পড়তেছে ভাই কি রে ভাই আম্মা করে কেন
Things considered towards this circle, but IQ completely knows what's going on here.
I think Gen G can sit here for quite a while. Honestly, I don't think there's any reason for them to push.
ও আচ্ছা দেখলো যে ব্রিজ ক্যাম্পিং কেউ আছে কিনা
I think for Inner Circle right now, it's more of a case of trying to pick up as many meds as possible because I think they're going to be in the blue for a little bit of time. Honestly, if I was them, I'd probably just shift over towards the eastern side and try and make that rotate. I can't imagine that's too difficult. For the Boars, they're probably not looking to hold on the eastern bridge, and I don't think they saw a lot of shoots down towards Sosnovka anyway. So yeah, I think this is definitely the right choice for them to try and shift over towards the eastern side. For Gen G, don't give them anything. And with that circle, the decision to push east makes all the more sense because now Gen G can sit here forever.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's definitely going to help that decision out. You're right, but the Boars maybe no, they're not going to be guarded surely in a circle. Oh, hang on a minute, they've turned around. Blank, they're moving back west. In the meantime, everybody who moved over to the Gaka Fields is moving back down towards the south, to the hills to the southwest of Pachinki, to the mouth of Quarry on that southwest side. Beg your pardon. Getting a little bit choked up. No, I'm not. We're going down to the ridge that sits on the south of it, just north of Gen G as well. And the buildings that sit all in between. It is a little bit messy. They're going to go for it.
ও মাই গড ও মাই গড ও মাই গড সে একটা ফাইট শুরু হয়ে গেছে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি একদম ব্রিজ ক্যাম্পের মুখোমুখিতে একটা ব্রিজ ক্যাম্প গিন 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 গিন
Well, they stayed confident in theirs.
It's stage
মুখের
2,
মধ্যে যা
guys.
তাই
Don't need to make that play. It's just a categorically bad maneuver. Like what's the upside here? Do you get it? You get one player across, you don't get shot at. You also have to get all three of your players across. You get one player across, it's free. You can get a compound on the south side. You try and take that one on the south side of the fields. You could have got that anyway just by shifting over towards the east side. Now that Gen G sees a player is down from Inner Circle, they're like, oh, we're free and clear. They're going to Eastern Bridge. Now we can make our move. So now that's taken. This crossing over towards the east would have been fine. In fact, it was closer to you. I think there's some very weird mistakes happening right now in Last Chance. Some really weird mistakes, and it's annoying me. It is annoying me.
Well, maybe it's the nerves, maybe it's the knowledge that you have to go to stay up in towards the top two, right? For Inner Circle, maybe they thought, oh,
you can't give him any excuses. There's no excuses for that. No excuses. No excuses.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, fair enough. Okay, right. I take it all back. They're so bad. I agree with you, Blank. You know that you said that they were so bad. You know,
Yes, I did, and I'm stunned by that. They're in first place. You don't need to go big right now. You just need to get casual points.
Oh dear. Is there any other teams you'd like to unload on about?
No, but that was a bad play. I've not seen any of the bad plays that I need to unload upon right now.
Well, I can't wait for the next one. I think that's going to be great fun. Weibo on the western side, they were denied that chicken dinner.
মোটামুটি এখন অনেকগুলো স্কট আছে মরে না কেন অনেক বড় ম্যাপ না
Points there, which would have been one behind, of course, Team Flash on 6.
পচিংকি ঘটকা
They are back still, rather, in that conversation. It's a question of getting through Influence Rage because teams still looking to keep this one rolling. The south side a little bit harder to play now. teams moving into the hills south of Gatka. I mean, that's kind of the major feature. The hills that stretch down to the southwest of Pachinki, some of the buildings there, trying to find those compounds. It's going to be difficult. Some of the chopsticks
চোখে বাদে না মানুষজনের
the moment too.
It's a rough circle for everyone.
সাইলেন্সার যে মারলো ভাই
Move nice and early. Over towards the center.
নাইস স্প্রে
Find themselves a knock over there towards 90 Globen. That's over towards the western side of the circle right now. I think Weibo can control this.
হাই
They'll do
হাই
absolutely fine.
নাইস
They
স্প্রে
have a lot
নাইস
of options
স্প্রে
coming
নাইস
towards that
স্প্রে
eastern side. Kind of like Alter Ego's rotate. They managed to wrap all the way down and then back up again through the fields. This is actually a nice play from Alter Ego. I like that a lot.
Wait and see if it's going to pay off for them. Inner circle, actually, by the way, slamming in from the east side, get past Boars, Team Flash, Gen G, and now they're onto the hill in the center of this one. So even with 3 players, they still managed to find themselves a pretty solid spot here, all things considered, playing up on the ridge lines that overlook the fields to the southwest of Pachinki, to the north of Ferry Pier. Wolves finding Arc Red.
হ্যালো hang
On hang on a minute, is that a solo?
লাইভে কথা শোনা যায়
Able to control it. Alliance are helping out a lot as well. I think, okay, yeah. So
একটু চেক প্লিজ
onto the Alliance position.
চেক চেক
Was
চেক
able
চেক
to
চেক
pull a point out of them. They're looking for more. Alliance still
Check,
have
check,
to
check.
cross far sidelines and Arc Red. I mean, third party
Check.
just enough here in last chance stages. They are having
কেউ কমেন্ট করেন প্লিজ লাইভে কথা শোনা যায় কিনা আমার
Arcred's a good team. Arcred is a good team. I'll stand by that they are a good team.
ওকে ওকে ওকে
In terms of playmaking
I am
potential, they don't have it.
समझ किया
It's almost funny because a lot of the big moments from
hello hello
the back of another team trying to make a play and then them ruining that play by being quick. They are very opportunistic. I think that's a really good quality in any team to be able to quickly analyze and identify where there is value to be found on the map. So what Arcred don't do is they don't make plays. They don't make plays very often. And I think that could change. But I think the future is very bright for that team. And Uzbekistan coming into the region in a big way now, I think that they have...
এইরা 4টা কিল করে ফেলছে বাপরে
I do think they've got a bright future ahead of them. They need to solve some of their problems, be a little bit more proactive in the circle. But other than that, I think that their gun skill is good. I think their opportunity making is good. I'd like to see some improvements elsewhere, but I think the future does look good.
I think that's the takeaway that you could probably look at for quite a few teams in this lobby as well. As we said before, you know, we'll criticize a lot of the plays that these teams make, but they're trying to make them against the best teams in the world. So sometimes it's just not going to work out, not going to go your way. And even getting to this point is a monumental achievement for everybody here. They are deserving of all the reverence that they are receiving, I'm sure. At least I hope, from their fans, from their home team, support as well. One of the players that remains from 90 Globen. They are a little bit split, really down on their luck right now, having a very tough time. The circle shift west, and Alter Ego have the middle spot again.
And for 90 Globen, it's sort of interesting. I think they were in the... they got sort of placed in the wrong house, right? If we're going by Harry Potter, when they got placed in Group Green, because it was such an aggressive lobby, but they were much more of a Group Red type of team, in my opinion, where they make these wide ramps, they play more chess, but it was so aggressive over in Group Green, and they took advantage of that. They really did, in terms of their rotates. Here, the teams are very much willing to make smart rotations, and 9ZG is struggling to find those entryways.
গ্রেনেড মারতেছে সব দেখা যায় ভাই দিল ড্যামেজ এই যে গ্রেনেডে গেছে গ্রেনেডে মার দিল
And they are starting to slip now, Blank. The Brazilians not having the best of time, but Influence Rage may be able to keep the banner flying over on the western side right now. As they still are in with a chance. They've got a compound, one of the few solid spots, but kind of crashable for me if I'm looking at a team like Weibo, although the question is, do they want to at this stage? And actually with Gen G bearing down upon them, the Boars also pushing in. I think Weibo have bigger fish to fry right now. Sook holding
nice
diverting Gen G, but they're going to slash
Josh
for the rest of the fight. Spray downs look good. Sook is down and actually flushed away. Gen G
ফোন কি করলো রা
run around here, but 33 Zed with a light
সেই খেলছে
spray down blitzing Gen G, putting them in the blender. They are not to play the rest
5
of this
kill.
match. They'll get the res and play on as 3
Elements.
they're challenging. Deep Flash making their
5
move as well.
elements.
Inner Circle, who've been on this position for a while, are huge, split apart from the rest. And now Inner Circle playing just as one. A nice run up for Team Flash to claim their spot back, potentially, because it is still all to play for.
Yeah, T24 last alive here. And it's an awkward position on the map to be playing too for T24. So open. You got this small dip. It's a tiny dip, essentially, to work with. But I think that he should be going down in the next couple of stages. Got a lot of this fielded area on the north side. We still have Chopsticks in, like we were talking about earlier with Geekay, holding that one. Influence Rage are a very strong compound over towards the northwest. Question of how long it stays in. Burmese Ghouls out of the fields, though, fighting versus the Flash. But there is a shot there from along the way. The Flash continues to corral Burmese Ghouls into position.
ওপেন মাঠের মধ্যে ফায়ার দিছে ভাই ওপেন এইগুলো খুবই বিরক্তি লাগে তখন জুন অনেক বড়
Team Flash happy to pick up these points. They've started to rack them up now, Blank. Alter Ego, sure they're in a center position. They've got some points. Weibo are chasing though. And Team Flash as well, up towards the northern side. And it's going to be both of the two teams on the outside there having to move. Team Flash and Weibo are chasing squads. Looking to move things aside as at the moment, Inner Circle gonna have a real tough time of it. T24, I mean, he's being spotted. He's being shot at. Krypton looking to take him out now. But with the 1 point they've earned, it's not the greatest of finishes. But is he going to get into a building? I think he might just. Oh, no, not quite close enough.
Which one?
To go a little bit further afield. Yeah. He's going to have Arcred to contend with.
ha.
I'm blind completely. I didn't
Muhaha.
sat on top of the roof.
Ha 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 ha.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Muhaha.
I think T24, like I said, is going to go down the next
One
couple of
view.
stages. Very difficult to play the solo from this position. There really isn't many areas to play. And honestly, by this point in time, you even have these shacks which are usually designated as one player. Teams are wanting them. Teams are wanting them. Boar's looking a lot better than recently. A lot. I think a lot of
My
weight off their
viewing
shoulders,
dog
which is
corner.
allowing them to play at a much higher potential, funnily enough.
So kind of letting them go, you know, a little bit off the leash. And this is, again, a team that we were really not expecting a lot from. I've given them a lot of flack over the course of this one, but they have found some cheeky little engagements. I mean, they're not a qualifying team. I think it's still safe to say, but they've exceeded my expectations. And for that, I'm happy. Let's see if they can go toe-to-toe with Team Flash, though. Win does get flushed away, but Team Flash now on 2 players alive, and SnowX is on the swivel. Maybe they're going to exceed my expectations once more, because Team Flash having a bit of a nightmare here. Just the 1 player left standing, and Bose is on low HP as well. Really struggling from up on high, needs to connect, look for the spray downs. Alter Ego not getting stuck in either. They're busy fending off the southwest edge from Influence Rage. In the meantime, Weibo as well, suffering against Alliance.
I mean, Weibo just crashed Alliance. Kind of respect this maneuver from them, to be honest. This is so much more aggressive than we've seen Weibo in the past. Up to 7 elims on this game. And I think they're really feeling themselves here. After that last match, they made a couple of mistakes, but I think that they are having a big batter moment right now. They're looking for the home run. Try and get themselves in towards top 2. As soon as you make that,
চোখে কি কারোর পড়ে না
could have played a lot slower.
চোখে
Just
কি
like in a
কারোর
circle.
পড়ে না
Make this weird maneuver on the western bridge.
পড়ে না
But for Weibo, I respect it.
পড়ো না
Respect it.
With 3 players alive, 7 elims as well. Let's hope they don't overpeak their angles again.
2 elements
Burmese Ghouls going down. That yesterday games looked pretty good for them. Influence Rage
নাইস
to move through Alter
এইটা কিন্তু এখন ভালো পয়েন্ট করছে 6 পয়েন্ট অলরেডি
take Alba down, but Influence
এ এ ই আর আইসি এরা দুইটা ওঠানামা করতেছে
down to just Snape. The knocks
চিকেন কারা নেবে দেখা যাক
fast, and Law will be able to pick up these flushes. Alter Ego put down to size. Will be playing on us too. The boards are going to rock in from the eastern side as Team Flash.
মালিহিস
They're eliminated on the eastern side. And the
মালি
might just burn Alter Ego out of position, cause some problems. And Geekay are here to play the revenge of the bottom of the tables.
Yeah, everyone wants points on this one. Albert.
ভাই কি মরাটা মরল রে ভাই
On target, Kevin will take him down. At least Alter Ego are able to get some points this game. We weren't able to quite track their rotation perfectly because we were more concerned over towards Weibo, who have now removed Alliance from that position, playing as a 3 in one of the big buildings available. GK, though, continues strong. I think, again, a lot of our teams towards the bottom of the lobby, the weights are off. You know, we've dropped them like Rock Lee, and we are just going for it because it does feel like you have a little to lose now.
Looks like Weibo have called in a favor of the circle to keep them in on the southeast side here. Other teams are going to have to move in towards the Falcons from the northeast edge. The closest to it, but the Wolves are really making their lives hard with Doran still across the way. That's going to control them for a while, but he's on the far side of the circle, likely going to have to move. Arkred unwillingly sharing this compound with Weibo. And Water does get rezzed. Another nade on in. Maybe that's just a smoke. Maybe a Molotov, actually. No, okay, it does pop some damage there. Didn't quite see the cook on that. Order getting the healing on board. Arkred can't really afford to step too close to this one.
Yeah, I think it was a sticky bomb that he sent in there.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
But 8 elims for Weibo. Again, if they are able to push further, I think that does sit them over towards first place, John. If they can get like a third or a second. Alter Ego did push very far in this game with their 8 elims. That's me. Snowix just runs them all down. Snowix is kind of insane. And we haven't had much good to say about the boss.
শুধু শটগানে ঢিপ 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 মার ওয়াও ওয়াও ফেলকনরা ওয়াও নাইস
Fifth place, I don't think that's enough. It might push them to top 2, but we'll wait and see. But it is fierce. It is fierce towards that top 3 at the moment.
We caught it on the tower graphic on the right-hand side. It's a dead heat right now between Weibo and Inner Circle. The tiebreaker, though, won by Inner Circle. So it's still just outside. But currently, it's a 3-way tie, including Alter Ego, actually, with 74 points. First, second, and third right now. Team Flash, obviously drawing short. Burmese Ghouls out of the running. At the moment, the next closest team is the Wolves. To try and jump on us. And they're quite a hefty chunk behind. The Falcons just behind them as well. Arkred and Geeke further still. Koa lands a shot over towards Doran. The Falcons have been trying to move forwards for a while now. They have managed to get into the next circle. But the Wolves are struggling to find these shots because Coops is down next.
If you're the Falcons, you're starting to... I'd start throwing smokes and start rotating over. You've got 2 knocks there. Now's the time to push. Clear out the Wolves. Slight delay on this one, in my opinion, but a great shot from Narvalo from the front line there. That should be the Wolves done.
Should be going down, but they've got a little bit of tenacity still in them.
That's a lovely nade.
Will want some shots. That is a lot of nades, and they are going to land on target there. The backline's now the only thing for Wolves that is still alive, and the Falcons want to add to their elim tally. Geeke on 10 elims right now, blank. They keep it going. Doran down, and the Falcons earn their keep for the time being. They have expended a lot of nades, but that resupply comes in very quickly. Look at that. Immediately snagging 6 more. Geeke struggling to move across in the zone. I mean, it keeps this compound in. Weibo would have loved to have won this fight.
It really would have done. I think they gave their all. They already fought Alliance. It was a little bit more of a struggle for them versus Arkred. And great play from Arkred to drop all the smokes. But they were able to pick up a strong spot here. And Arkred actually might get a win off the back of this. They might do. Depends how crunched they get between DK.
Falcons nearly with a knock over towards Ragnarok. Arkred also turning the majority of their tension down towards Geeke, who are making moves and a little bit too late still. I mean, it's just not happening for them. But it's a bit of glory under the belt if you can find it. Ragnarok out in the open.
সব মরে গেল রে
Well, I think the setup from the Falcons is good.
ওকে চিকেন কাটা নাই ফ্যালকন নিবে বের হইতে বা
And when Arkred needs to start moving out,
দুই তিনটা স্কোর আছে ফ্যালকন এআরসি আর গিক
move out from those buildings. And the Falcons don't really want to have to take this fight with Geeke.
41% 29% ARC আর 29 গিক দেখা যাক চিকেন কাটা নাই
That is a dangerous crossing. All the players inside the crash.
Ooh, Alpha's going to be able to win the challenge, though, and actually, they're going to be able to fight. No, surely not. Oh, no, it's not Valo, though. Don't count him out. Not until the end. Not until the very, very end. It's actually Ralph's going to get his own elimination there. That is unfortunate as the vehicle goes up. Not Valo.
গিগ মার গিয়া হয় ফেলকন নেবে না এআরসি নেবে বেশি সম্ভাবনা ফেলকন এই যে ফেলকনরা চিকেন এনে আছে উইনার ফেলকন নাইস টিম এআরসি 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 রা নিয়েছে এআরসি এআরসি
Tough approach. But a pretty good close down there from Ralph. Sad that the vehicle explodes up in his face. If that doesn't happen, it's a full reset on the team.
ওকে একটু বিরতি দিয়ে দিলাম বিরতি চলো
Just these tiny little micro maneuvers which are losing teams games. I think that you can't really blame Ralph too much there. I think that's the best we've seen him in a clutch all last chance. But it's a case of, oh, I've got to win this fight, and then you're not really thinking in the back of your head, I've got to get away from the vehicle.
Yeah, it's really, really tough, especially when Arcred are still taking shots out. You're more concerned about your teammates. The Falcons, I mean, it was a good try. It was a good try, but they just couldn't quite cut the mustard this time around. Second place still might keep them in competition. The top spots did draw short. A 74-point dead heat over on the top.
And it's Arcred who pulled out the chicken dinner for match number 2. This endgame was just wild, Max, man. Falcons getting pushed on by Geeky. Break it down for us.
I mean, it just got a bit messy, really. I don't know what to add onto this. I get the idea of Falcons trying to go onto that fight to take the angles away from GK. The thing is, you're not even in a great position in the circle itself if you win that fight. And the rotations early game were great, and they're keeping 4 players alive until the very late game, that was one of the big points of improvement I wanted to see coming out from this team. But that late game push, I think going for GK here, Nipchiro, was maybe not the right option. I think there was another fight that you're thinking they could have taken earlier on this match.
Yeah, I think that the way they played this, going for GK was the only way they could have played it. However, I want to go back ever so slightly and go, when Arcred were fighting Weibo and Alliance, I think Falcon should have third-partied that. That would have been a completely better option, because then you have actual control of that compound, and then you're the one in control of the zone. You're the one in control of GK as well, who had the field. So for me, I would have much preferred a full send onto a third-party position on that compound.
Yeah, I mean, especially the thing is, because you do not fight Arcred in that compound, guess what? Bad boy, he can play the roof angle, which, you know, in a field finish, when you have that high ground elevation, you can't escape the eye of Sauron in this lobby, and Bad Boy just got so much free information and even some off angles at the end around the trees west of the circle. So Arcred, Uzbekistan looking really good, starting off the day in 13th position. I wonder how high that's going to push them here, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, it's going to definitely push them up a little bit. They've still got a long road left to go here. And the trial is only going to get tougher, because as we start dwindling down here in the last day, teams are going to be just that much more desperate. This hot drop, though, Max, man. Did we see this hot drop coming? I mean, hospital of all places?
Yeah, he was trying to be Sook. And he's trying, though, talking about a bad play there. In a circle. They knew Genji were there. They scouted them. And they still send it. I mean, good on Genji, because I feel like that was a good idea to defend it, because you're clearing your back while trying to transition in the later stage of the game. But in a circle, why delay that Eastern Bridge rotate? That one did confuse me quite a bit.
I think they were trying to pull a bluff and kind of go, listen, Genji definitely not going to be here. The zone's pushing them away now, and unfortunately that was just wrong, right? But yeah, they should have taken the Eastern Bridge. We saw, the Eastern Bridge. We saw them do that in the end, and they survived a lot longer for it. So yeah, that would have been the better play, just to go for that and full send that. But you know, again, just at least they only lose one, right, and they get further ahead in the game. So hopefully not too much of a bad game for them here.
So looking at this final fight, we did have Snowix popping off. I think he got a double nade at one point. A great play on that southern edge fight. But unfortunately, he does get overwhelmed at the end. But yes, Snowix, the French. Always happy to see the French perform. We got Narvalo. Yes. And of course, now we do have Snowix on board for the Boars. They also did have a decent amount of points on Rondo. So that also could push them up significantly in the rankings, as we have the map recap here, seeing some of our top 4 team rotating around the battlegrounds. And you can see, based on where the circle went, Pachinki, Falcons, they don't drop too far away. They go right into Chopsticks, and they have an easy transition point. But they love this 2-2 split, Niptura. I swear they've done it for like the past 2 years now. They love this.
They really do, don't they? And honestly, it gives them so much info heading into the mid phase of the game. So I actually really like that, as long as they don't lose players, right? But we will see them kind of keep off to themselves. Same for Arcred. Arcred had that one half of the compound for a very long time, just really chilling there, able to keep their info, keep their utilities as well till the end game. I also really liked what we saw here from Falcons. They move up onto this little bit of high ground. It's very similar to what we saw from them in one of the games on the group stage, where they were able to really have a dominating game based off of that high ground, that rolling hill. So I'm really glad they remembered that and utilized that again here, because again, it gets them 10 points on the board, and with how close the leaderboard is, that 10 points is looking really good for them.
Every point counts here at this point. Chopsticks field finish is always going to be so difficult, so I'm not surprised we saw so many teams just get eliminated right there towards the end. And man, it's so wild to see just how things are shaking out here. We still got 2 more Aaron Gales left to go, Max, man. Weibo, they put up 11 in their first one here. They're putting up some consistent points, but I think it is just these little tiny mistakes that we're seeing out there. By the way, 33Z with those crazy shots on the Gen G, that got me so hyped.
Yeah, I was like, no way, 33Z's popping up. It's so good to see. Like, of course, when you look at this team, you're expecting Sook and you're expecting Order to be up there. But Hero and 33Z really coming in their own this season, it seems like, right, Niptura? They're really performing, bringing points on board. Genuinely so happy for them. Though, looking at the lower side of these rankings, I feel bad for one team, and that's Loops. Man, they were going for Crash onto Wolves, and they had 3 teams shooting back at them. They had Geek, Burmese Ghouls, and the Wolves. I mean, you're taking a 1v3 at that point. What do you expect? It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's the power of the field finishes, right? There's no angle from which you can hide. So unfortunate indeed, especially when you're going up against Bad Boy here, the MVP. Up on top of that roof, that compound is just so good for those roof angles, and you're able to just take so much advantage over those field finishes. So GG to Bad Boy, able to get up 6 eliminations here, Jukes.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Arc Red putting up some points. How close is the top looking, though, right now? It's looking pretty close.
Whoa.
Pretty darn close. 3-way tie, folks. And the reason why IC is in second is because they got 1 chicken dinner. A is in first because they got 2. But Weibo is right there lurking right behind him. And not to mention, you got Flash pretty dang close. We are seeing a good, solid gap, though, between 4th and 5th place here, Max.
Yeah, you have a 13-point gap between 4th and 5th. Is you got, again, that little bit of a cushion being built up. But I am fuming. This is so rough to watch, Niptura, because I had 5 teams that I was like, I think are favorites when it comes to make it in top 2, and I would like to see them make it. And that's Ultra Ego, Inner Circle, Weibo, Flash, and Wolves. And 4 of them are in the top 4. This is going to be a heartbreaking finish, man. That last Miramar, I'm going to be crying.
Yeah, it's always heartbreaking when you've only got 2 going through, and when all of them are doing so well, as you said, the top 4 out of 5, right, and they're all so close. You've got the top 3 in a tie right now. Like, all of these teams deserve to go through to finals. We have to choose 2, and it's going to be so difficult to make that choice.
Oh, man, when it comes to the Wolves, Max, they are currently 21 points behind that 2nd place spot. I mean, with how these top teams are playing, it's getting about that do or die point, at least in my mind, right? What do you feel the Wolves specifically need to do different in this next Aaron Gale, considering they're so far behind?
So before I answer your question, because very good question, Ragnarok got 6 elims with just under 200 damage. Stealing.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
In the game, he was stealing all the elims. But no, for Wolves, I'm really happy to bring it up. I feel like they're going for these kind of desperate positions. In this game in particular, in the field finish, they went for these sheds very early on, which they're not bad late game, right? If you don't have too many options. But here, Nipchura, they went for their mid game. And that really locks you out of late stage rotational potential because your cars are going to be spotted from like a mile away. You're going to pop the wheels on the buggies, on the Darcias, whatever vehicle you have, and you're not going to be able to leave it. I think that it would have been better to see them try and fight off for a POI, like a compound or that hilltop to the west or even maybe to the east. That would have maybe allowed them to make it into a top 3 podium finish. But here, I think they just went for a desperate position that, as we see, didn't really reward them with a lot of survival time.
আবারও এক নিউ ম্যাচে আমরা চলে আসতেছি সবাই চলো আমি একটু খাওয়া দাওয়া শেষ করি
I don't want to see that again. We've got 2 more Orangles. Come on, we can do better than that. Wolves are far better than what that game showed us, so I need to see a bit more from them, Jukes.
I'm telling you though, military is coming.
Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see that desperation come out because some of these teams need these points so bad. One more Aaron Gale match. Let's go ahead and take it on over to John Allen and Blake.
Oh, we're getting close. Oh, we're getting so close. 9 out of 12 matches. This is our 9th. Will it be lucky number 9 for one of our teams? We're going to break that tie at the top.
Yeah, new match.
Division between them. Try and open a lead path on the west side here. Maybe we'll see some
Erangel. फिर से Erangel दे दिया. क्यों Erangel? क्यों Erangel दिया? J2 সবাই মোটামুটি ল্যান্ডিং করতেছে ল্যান্ডিং
Going to be much harder for the teams at the bottom to start to make up that ground. The opportunities are dwindling. There really isn't much more time left. If you're not in the competition at the end of this match, you're not in the competition.
ভালো ছিল সবকিছু মিলে.
Of course, the outliers of, back-to-back 30-point games, but I mean, I don't think that's ever happened in the history of PUBG Mobile. I don't think we've seen a last 2 matches ascendancy in that sort of fashion before. We've seen comebacks, but they have been sort of over the course of an entire day, not just the second part of it. So this game crucial.
আচ্ছা এরা নেমে পড়ছে এল রা অলরেডি লুটিং
over 100 points towards 110 could be as high as 120. It's very, very volatile, very variable as to what we'll see at the top of the table.
এটা কারা
And at the moment, looks like we haven't got too many teams actually stacking up to that metric. 110 looking more likely. Maybe
top 5 elements.
Yeah, essentially on this match, like if you are around
17, 16, 16, 16, 16.
Looking for a chicken dinner, or
okay.
What you're looking for is 55 to 60 points. And that might give you a chance to catch up, right? For teams like Burmese Ghouls, Loops, Influence Rage, Wolves, these teams do have the possibility of making it in, but it does require Alter Ego and Inner Circle, Weibo, Flash to stop doing so well in their matches. Because it seems very consistent from all 4 of those squads getting towards a late finish. The Flash is lagging behind a little bit, but it is so close. Like, dead heat between Alter Ego, Inner Circle, Weibo is insane to me. All 17s or 74 points. I can't remember which group it was, but we had another group where it might have been where it was 3 teams on the same points towards the top side and winning out on tiebreakers. Just insanely close this tournament so far. I feel like a broken record as well because every single PMGC we get, I'm like, this is the most competitive PMGC. It seems like we've topped it again.
আবারও রাশ হইতে যাচ্ছে কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যেই
yeah, back in Group Red, it was 137 in third place to 136 and 136 for both Team Flash and Weibo Gaming, who right now are on third and fourth place right now as well, which has got to feel like a terrible little flashback. And if you want to see Flash back, then they are going to need to break that tiebreaker.
Some bad omens. Some bad omens for some of our squads at the moment. Weibo starting Severny, likely going to be a swing over the south side of Stalbert. I'll pick those positions on the east side of the circle. In a circle, yeah, you'd hope it was an eastern bridge. Snake down immediately, and Rosemary gonna test his metal here, but there is some great shots from Neil Zada off in the distance.
একটা রাশ গেম পেলে এরা রাশ করছে ALL
To keep things under control, gonna abandon Rosemary, let him crawl back instead. Alva's into the backup, the nade goes long. And it might just be a Resable here. Ratto Boy wants to stop it, but the bounce on the container. Rosemary is looking pretty Resable. Neil Zada trying to launch a nade. Ratto Boy Vitin.
জিব্বা পুড়ে গেছে রে
Hang on a minute. Third party coming through from the northern shore, all the way from the backlines. And that should allow Alter Ego to maybe repair decimating damage that's been sent their way already. Alva.
আরে শটগানে মার লাভ দিয়ে মারছে কেমনে ভাই লাভ দিয়ে মারলো ও মাই গড
And he's able to slice
কি খেললো
back to his feet. The backup for Loops cut away by the third party from DK. Rosemary re-knock, but Snape severs the connection to that knocker. Will not be able to find the flush. Ratto Boy desperately bringing back Neil Zada now, and Loops' dreams may be coming crashing down here. Alter Ego keep the
সেই মারছে
and they want more. They want to keep it going, but Ratto Boy rages on the inside. Krypton flushed away, and DK in for the fight.
ভাই শটগানের ফাইট চলছে 2-3 স্কোয়াড ফিনিশ এরা ফিনিশ হয়ে গেল গিগদের কাছে ফিনিশ হয়ে গেছে
What a big stand up there for Krypton, but not enough as GK swings in from that north side. The reset just could not come through. I think if Alter Ego was able to get the full reset, they might have just divulged away
এটা না এটা
straight down towards the south. Second time now where Alter Ego, right at the beginning of the game, gets completely cut out. Starting to wonder if this is potentially targeted.
তো মোটামুটি গিকরা ভালো খেললো ভাই গেম প্লে এমন লাগে কেন ওয়েট গাইস
The little assist. They should be aware that popping off.
Okay.
Getting to the circle might be a little
I
bit
think এটা ঠিক আছে জি জি টুর্নামেন্ট চলছে
for Papara Supermassive. As we got
মিঠু ভাইয়া
side though, Arcred very central. Team Flash on quite a big split, lining the east side of the Asnaya fields right now. And trying to hold them as much as they can. Weibo a little bit further out east towards that mansion split area.
I think it's a reasonable split coming through from the Flash. I think they can contain a lot of this area for the time being. A lot of safe buildings to work with as well. Especially this one here for Tops. The wall around it keeps him pretty fortified. Should have off angles from his team as well to help if anything goes down. But you hope that they would regroup soon. They have got a lot of loot on board starting in the Asnaya. They have a ton of time to grab smokes, nades, everything they might want towards an end game. Weibo do make that cross on South Stalbert. Nico though finding GK. GK kind of an annoying squad right now for a lot of teams.
আচ্ছা সুপার কিন্তু ভালোই খেলতেছে পয়েন্ট অনেক বেটার হয়ে গেছে
did like that rap, right? But they saw over towards Loops. They did a lot of damage towards Loops. They were like, okay, that team is in a struggle bus city, so let's wrap over towards the and try and take down the other team that seems to be taking a lot of damage, trying to get the reset. So it was a smart move. Hard southeast shift. Goodness me. So we're over towards Lumberyard. Boars do have an outpost already set up there, so good foresight on that one from them, trying to take as much area as possible from where they were playing.
Foresight might not be enough, though. He needs to go for the 5, 6, 7 site. In the end, Redux spotted out in the open. Very wide split for the Falcons. They were hedging their bets on this one, but they do get spotted with one of their players. They'll play on as 3, trying to make their way down south with the rest of them. Team Flash, I mean, picking up a point for Team Flash is good. Every single point matters, and I mean, this is what we were talking about, right, with points denials also being so important. We've seen several be denied over the course of the games here in Last Chance, and over the course of the tournament in general. And it would break a tiebreaker like this, right? It would put Weibo above Inner Circle or
Geeksকে 3 kill 3 mls enemies.
In these really close scenarios.
I'm surprised by Weibo's approach on this one. They actually send hard down towards the southeast. Towards the dead trees. Pick up the compounds that sit around there as well. Bit of a gamble from Weibo trying to get further into this match. Now Valor gets spun out. We'll have to reverse that bad boy across the grass. Arcred may just chase him down. That's Falcons down towards, I think that's 3 players. I think 1 player is very low, or it is just down to... Yeah, just down to 3 players now. So they lost Redox.
On that rotate down from the south side after playing that large split. Arcred not wanted to stretch out too far, and I think that's probably sensible given the circle right now. Teams will crunch in around them, and if they get embroiled in a fight for too long, it will get third parties.
Yeah, you want to hold on to the prison spot, especially on the high ground as well. It's a very nice position from Arcred. Maybe they could have got something done there. Like I said, quick flex out, but I think the high percentage play is just to stay there. And for the Boars, who are currently at 47 points, they do have a real chance to get up towards the middle of the pack and potentially hunt down some of our top teams. With Alter Ego already out, it gives slightly more time, right? We add a little bit more to that stopwatch for some of our squads trying to move through towards the top side of the lobby. Ray is just spinning out of control.
Hitting with the Beyblade. Trying to make it work. GK on this northwest side. Of course, losing one of their players earlier on to Papara Supermassive. They are still on this north side. Next circle. We're going up towards the prison. Oh, a big feature of the circle. That prison ridgeline that Arcred hold is a break point for teams moving up.
না এটা বাংলাদেশি না বাইরের দেশের
Circle Gen G, Weibo as well. It's going to filter teams left and right of it. I would not be surprised to see a couple of teams trying to.
এটা বাংলাদেশি টুর্নামেন্ট নয় বাইরের দেশে
Well, that's a last ditch scenario, right? If you are a solo or a duo, maybe you play prison, but it does become sort of unplayable area. You don't want to end up in there unless you're in zone 7, 8, and it is on top of prison directly. For Weibo, very quick approach back over towards the Povka, scouting out that area, trying to control the ridge on the western side. I think they understand that they can't get the majority of the area there, so they're just going to sit this one out, it seems, over on the coast. The GK sending in here early is interesting, in my opinion.
Big dogs in the prison yard.
They're more prisoners, honestly. just prisoners.
Oh yeah, big dog in the prison yard. Little minuscule terrier on the outside right now. I mean, you rock up there, you're going to have problems, but are you going to rock up there? Well, Loops seem to be scouting it. They go in as well. Loops are going in too. Loops are going in with Geek. They're going for the lock-in. And Loops in a really important position, although to be fair, Loops are two, so that's kind of more excusable.
I see.
Yeah, like I said, as a duo, it makes sense. For Geek as a 3, I just don't really get it.
আমি সবগুলো টিমেরই সাপোর্ট করি কারণ আমি এভাবে সাপোর্ট করতেছি বলতে সবগুলো টিমই ভালো খেলতেছে সো এভাবে তো সাপোর্ট করার কি বোঝায় যারা ভালো খেলবে আমি সেই টিমে
Feels unlikely. Maybe they're just wanting to get 10 points on this match, just keep pumping those numbers. But again, that is hoping that teams towards the top aren't doing well. which right now they wouldn't be wrong.
I mean, getting numbers, that's what this whole thing's about, right? Getting those. You really want a 1 or a 2 next to your name at the end of this one. Those are the only numbers that matter, really. In the end of the day, Wolves playing on the southwest side, close to Alliance. The Wolves, a little bit of a fall off today, but still just about in with a chance. Really at the bottom rung, though, of that ladder, looking to try and climb up on 53 points. It is big games they need for the rest of the team to jump up and compete. Unless Alter Ego keep going down with single-point games, in a circle, Weibo
মোটামুটি কিন্তু খেলা সবাই ভালো খেলতেছে, তবে AERIC এরা কয়েকবারই ফার্স্ট হয়েছে, এরা প্রথমে না অনলি আইসি ইয়েস এরা ভালো খেলতেছে, আইসিও ভালো খেলতেছে, ফার্স্ট সেকেন্ড থার্ডে যেমন WBG আছে, পরে এফএলরা অনেক ভালো খেলতেছিল, এফএল ফার্স্ট টাইম ছিল তারপর এফএল তারপর আইসি, তো অনেক দূরে, কিন্তু আইসি চিকেন পেয়ে তো অনেক তাড়াতাড়ি করে ফেলছে। আপনি কমেন্ট করলে ভালো হতো। ঠিক আছে, কমপ্লিমেন্ট করলে তো ওকে। সো আমার মনে হয় যে এর ভিতরে হবে যে FL আছে আর AE আছে, আইসি আছে, এর ভিতরে কেউ একটা হবে, কারণ এরা সব ফার্স্ট থেকে ভালো খেলতেছিল। কমপ্লিমেন্ট আসলে কারে থেকে কারে দেওয়া যায় বলেন তো, আপনারা বলেন, ওইভাবে তো আমি বলতে পারতেছি না, আপনারাই বলেন। সো এটাই।
D24 finds the first knock. Alliance not chiming in just yet, but Inner Circle actually going to be pushing up closer with Falak getting into nade range. Alliance will have oversight onto this, and they will take him down. That is nasty news, and Narvalo's going to chase it through as well, looking for the knocks. And Gen G are here on the eastern side. Blank, they're flexing out from the east edge instead of going for the circle. They want a third party, finding another knock towards Inner Circle. The flush comes on through, and now they're playing with 2 active, 1 down. Inner Circle a little bit too far forwards, but who could have predicted this flex out coming through from Satan on Gen G?
So what we've discovered here is that Gen G hates Inner Circle for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but they keep running into them, causing a lot of problems right now for Inner Circle, down to just IQ, leader of the squad, trying to figure out how to make this work, how to get some more points in the game, and suddenly Weibo is in
APG.
a far better spot than anyone
APG.
else with the flash.
I think for Team Flash on this western side.
APG না ARC, APG বলতে কোনো টিম না এখানে।
Opportunity to jump up on these standings with a decent game. It doesn't even need to be massive for getting on up there.
ARC I think.
A little bit lower down, right, for teams like Burmese Ghouls, teams like Influence.
গিনরা তো ভালো খেলতেছে, মোটামুটি সবাই ভালো খেলতেছে।
If teams start to fall at the top, that is when the middle pack can rise. The rotates starting to come on through. And IQ, I mean, he'd like to go into prison at this point, potentially, but it seems to be a little bit overcrowded.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few. It is ridiculous the amount of teams that are currently playing in prison. You really don't expect this at this stage of the game, especially with the circle starting to move a little bit further.
আপনারা কে কোন দল একটু বললে ভালো হতো, যে যে দলে সেই দলের কমেন্ট করেন।
Can they take down Alliance? Can they deal with the flash? We'll have to wait and see.
Team Flash knock onto Lil Boy. That's not going to be super resable. As Team Flash likely to look to reposition, but it's going closer to prison. Oh, Blank, the shift to the southwest side. Arc Red control the hillsides. Team Flash have the western road. And Wolves as well, looking pretty decent.
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
The cells beckon our teams towards them. What have they done to
তার মানে আপনি
deserve
খেলা
such
দেখেন
punishment?
নাকি
As Falcons try and fly, live up to their namesake. They
ভালো
send all
ছিল
in. Let's see where they land.
Well, I mean, you're in last chance, so you get in the prison. It's time. It is time to battle it out. Yep. Out on the gym. Pump some iron. Pump those points. Hopefully. But 8 nades being cooked off in the distance there, by the way. Good nade from Koa. Starts things off strong up towards Ragnarok.
DK. Challenge on the inside, Koa with the pump action, but he turns the wrong corner. 2 players to face, it's not going to work, but the nade, the answer from Ralph. DL, the man of the hour now. Really wants these points. He's charging forwards for them. Wants to stop the res as well. He knows this is the best situation he's going to get. It's the best 1v1 he'll find. Goes in. Wrong corner, my friend. You missed the guy actually in there. Ralph, you're floundering now. And 2 players on the stairs. They're going to take a chunk out of you. You need to be more careful than that. He misses the point. Was sat right in front of him. He pops the wrong corner. Influence Rage are running in as well. Burmese Ghouls are playing the north side of the prison too. And loops are clashing. Brazilian Bonanza here on the inside. But the shack is held down and Influence Rage claim the points. But there's still more to go. Arc Red are now moving in. Blank, everybody's coming.
It's non-stop. It is non-stop. Arc Red moving around that top side. Burmese Ghouls
আপনি
here as well.
মেবি খেলা
Ralph
বেশি
is
দেখো না
blinded by the
না
second
ওইভাবে দেখা হয় না
once he's on that stage. Sadly,
সত্যি দেখা হয় না
that point, and now will just remain on the southwest side of prison, tucked away for as long as possible. Weibo playing it slow. I think Weibo can start to sweep. Sadly, Claws finds Sook.
That's really nasty, but there is an answer from Hero. Maybe they can keep things under control, keep themselves as 4. I think having 4 on the outside of prison right now is basically a superpower moving into this lobby. Team Flash as well, now clashing with Wolves. Nades going back and forth, and actually it's Team Flash who are taking the majority of the casualties here as the nades start to come on through as well. A roll down from Claws is good from Weibo. And they look to step up for the challenge. Gen G starting to falter. They may have
চরম ধুমসে একটা খেলা চলতেছে
happy to use them as a springboard to the top of the tables right now. 78 points now earned. And they will look for more to clear out what they can. Team Flash, they're down to 1 in the meantime.
খেলাগুলো দেখতে ভালো লাগছে কারণ আমরা তো ওইভাবে টুর্নামেন্ট খুব একটা খেলা হয় না আমার যতগুলো খেলছি একটা দুইটা এরকম 2-4টা আশা করি ভবিষ্যতে আরো খেলবো
Limited on the side of the walls there, which would be fantastic. I think for nice like Globe, and they're probably just going to stick around on that western side. Next circle, I'm thinking it's going to be towards the prison, yeah. So it cuts out a little bit. Weibo can control a huge amount of area from here, though. They will need to deal with Papra Supermassive soon. Similarly, also Boars on that north side are starting to make that move.
Moving on in, slamming straight past, looking for Burmese Ghouls.
এখান থেকে দুইটা টিম ফাইনালে খেলবে সিরিয়াসলি
With the challenge course turns the wrong way though and gets clocked by 1. Second spray down there and the off angles from 9ZG are just decimating.
কোন দুইটা যেতে পারে বলেন তো
And Ichi immediately flushed away. And the backlines now the only thing that remain unknown. Wishes he had the necromancy powers on board right now, but Arc Red also third partying. That's what they love to do. We haven't really seen them take that opportunity, but it is getting a little bit nasty. They move down this eastern side. They've been on the prison ridge for so long, but with 2 players to the ball, Hard Boy, he's got a hell of a task, and he will not be up to it.
Yeah, EXO able to find those shots. Weibo's taking a really long split out towards that eastern side. They do find Tron B from Papra Supermassive, and Nate goes long, but it's not long enough, or is it? It's right on Sook's feet.
জি আজকে লাস্ট
Not going to stop him though. My man's still running, still going,
ওকে
still racking up miles. Needs to get his steps in. Course, nade over the top doesn't land on towards Remix on the north side. Just biding their time. 90 Globen controlling the mouth of prison right now. Weibo kind of filling in towards Arc Red, and with a player down, it may be that Weibo were able to step through this one effectively. Doran knocked by Alliance on this west side combat. Wolves able to dispatch the
খেলা
objectives
তো
on the flank,
আইসি
Alliance able to extract
WBG
value in the meantime on the west edge.
মেবি
Flash actually being the
এবার
one
কিন্তু
to
পয়েন্টে
set
এগিয়ে আছে
the
WBG
They were playing inside a prison right now. They're
এই
holding
আছে
the edge, but it's Weibo to step up. Snoix now fallen behind the buggy. A couple of tap shots will do the trick. Ammo does not seem to be a problem either for Weibo, which is a really big deal, especially for that end game where taking a lot of shots down towards the inside of prison.
Oh, calling up moving through the boards. Here to play 12 teams up. And they want to try and make it 11. They will bust it down one, but 12 teams in zone 6 is crazy. Finally, we lose a second as well as the Wolves are taken out by Alliance. And now this ridgeline for Alliance becomes very, very strong. The transition out to the east side, though, a little bit more dangerous. The high ground not really under control as Weibo continue to rack up these points blank 7 elims. They're distinguishing themselves.
Yeah, pushing ahead, trying to secure that first place spot after match 3 today is a really, really good idea. And I think for Weibo, they make the good choice. I mean, sending over towards the Podka and then seeing that probably so many teams have sent down in towards the prison. We're just going to try and control the outside edge. But this is a winning play. This is the winning play. There's so many survival plays inside this lobby. And I think the nerves are getting to so many teams. Oh my days. Weibo is just going to have such a good time off the back of this one. They do need to hope this pushes further towards the east, though. But if it ends up centering up, everyone in prison is going down. Like, how do you get out now? If you want to get out of prison, you need to step out into the blue, wrap around the top side. You're locked in. You are absolutely locked in.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, maybe if you've got a buggy in there, there were some vehicles that drove in earlier. You might be able to clamber up, but that's going to be so visible. You're going to be making so much noise. They're just going to be waiting for you to turn over the ridge, and they'll be like, okay, now that's another point for us. Thank you very much. I think point denial in prison is going to be a big factor here, and that's nasty for influence rage, right? They are looking to
WBG
to jump up towards that 75 point.
মেবি
An inner circle
এবার চিকেনটা নিতে পারে আই থিঙ্ক
as well, looking
এতটা বলা যাচ্ছে না
their lives going, but no one really with a good spot to do it.
I think for Weibo, down the... It's a good rotate down towards the south side, by the way. They see that, you know, Nizek Globe is likely going to be the circle a little bit longer, but this is going to push Alliance out, as well as remaining players from Papa Supermassive, which they already find. This is a very, very good rotate from Weibo. And Nizek Globe is playing so scared that Weibo can take all the time in the world that they want to deal with these teams on this western edge.
They've got so much leeway here, and what a time to find a game like this. It is messy on the inside. Ralph still kicking himself. Well, maybe not, because he didn't realize, but missing the elim on towards Geeke. But now he has to move. He has to get across. And 3 players from Geeke, they know he's here.
বুঝতে পারছি কপাল আসলে এক্সাইটেড হয়ে গেলে যা হয় আর কি সবার ক্ষেত্রে যেমন আমারে চ্যালেঞ্জ দিলে আমি তখন আর কিলই করতে পারি না নরমালি এমনি অনেক ভালো কিল করি
Okay, he's down. So Falcon's out. Geeke will continue with 3 players. Arcred with challenges on their ridgeline, who have dropped down a little bit of a level. Jimmy with a little bit of an advantage potentially. Next Falcon coming in. Weibo, they're crashing 9ZG. It goes out to the west a little bit, so maybe more dangerous. But 9Z Globe are now on the cards for Weibo. A bit of a wild crash out, but it seems like it's going to work out for them. A 1-4 trade though. They're getting torn apart a little bit. Going too low.
এই যে আইসি এখনো টিকে আছে ডাব্লিউবিজি এখনো টিকে আছে এআরসি টিকে আছে অল টিকে আছে অল টিকে আছে গিগ টিকে আছে 9G টিকে আছে সো মোটামুটি সবাই ভালো খেলতেছে 9G ভালো গিগটাও ভালো খেলে 9Gও খেলে এনফ ভালো খেলে আইসিটাও ভালো খেলে সো এবার ডাব্লিউবিজি ভালো কিলও করছে পয়েন্টও পাইছে ভালো এবারে ও একে চলে আসবে
Moving through on the hilltop, moving through Arcred's defense. They've been on this ridge for a long time. Arcred with only 3 elims. Alliance have been blowing them away, pilfering them as they go. Weibo getting run down. I mean, they went for that crash. They crashed into 90 Globen, and they didn't need to. You said they could bide their time, and it's all come down around their ears, but they are still in first place for now. We'll see how much further they can go. Arcred getting pushed aside. Alliance want to be in the conversation again.
Moving through on this side, Weibo now officially down to one player. It's sort of where you just hope for the commits here from the teams a little bit more, but I think that this is the one instance where I can sort of excuse it, where they do just want the high value play. They went for the 3-1. It's not bad. They just lose the fight.
Fabio wants to clear this one out. The scrap in the prison yard is still going. It's the lawman to stand for Influence Rage. Trying to keep all the prisoners in check. Gets a nade over towards Ragnarok as well in the meantime. Diego flushed away. Geeke proving to be troublesome. Taking down his two teammates there. The next zone closes dead central. Blank, I think it's just up on the high ground ridge lines, if I'm not mistaken. It is pretty close though. A little evil severance on that circle. And there's two fights that matter. The top and the bottom. Influence Rage getting far into this match is huge. And in a circle. Sneaky. IQ spotted. I think that's Geeke. Yeah, he's done for. No, hang on a minute. It's Alliance from the high ground.
So 33Z, basically he needs a top 3. It'd be hard to do though, especially from his position. He's getting pushed in. And he's down now. So Weibo go out in 6, so not a whole lot of placement points found. So it doesn't shove them further of the tables than they quite like. 90 Globen though, 10 elims, but in 14.
আজকে রাতে আমার পাবজি খেলার টাইম হচ্ছে দুপুর 2টা আর রাত হচ্ছে 8:30টার দিকে রাতেই আসতেছি এটা শেষ হলে আমি প্রতিদিন দুপুর 2টা থেকে লাইভ করি আর হচ্ছে রাত 8:30 8টা থেকে
a little bit of a bid for freedom. This was the last game. The teams had a chance to make it up, and maybe Alliance have done enough.
আমার পেজও আছে বট অজন্তা ওইটি সেম পেজ সেম নামে
Is it central for them? No, I don't think so. Geeke may be looking to deny the points, but for 90 Globen, I mean, it is still too little too late, right?
Right? Yeah, right? Maybe. I don't think 9Z. I personally don't think 9Z Globen's getting another big game. Personally, Safg should be going down next. Should be. I don't think they have 2 more nades to work with. They're trying to isolate the angle. I think it's tough though.
Needs to step out in the boost. Not taking damage. The burst on the top. They're going. He's going over the top. No way.
দেখছেন গিকরা হইছে
What are they doing? They had the center of the circle. Blank. 90 Globen.
মেরে ভালো খেললো এবার কিন্তু পয়েন্টস হচ্ছে ইয়েদের ভালো ছিল ডব্লিউবি ওদের ভালো ছিল পয়েন্টস WBG দের ভালো ছিল ওকে ব্যাপার না সবাই ভালো খেলতেছে মোটামুটি বাইরে সব কান্না করে ফেলছে নাকি লাভ নাই হ্যাঁ
That was something. That was definitely something. Can we pay some respects to that team, please? That was... Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. There's been so many weird maneuvers throughout Last Chance. I'm more in my mind. Well played, Geeke. Incredible shots from the UMP. Well done. I mean,
crazy. Geeke went in early to the prison.
সো মোটামুটি তো অনেক ভালোই খেললো সবাই
I don't even know. Desk, tell me something to keep me sane.
এই যে এরা গিক সেফস কেভিন এসএস ভাই কি সব দাম এদের নাইস
What's going on here, guys? What is going on here? First of all, prison finish. Awesome. Now, 9Z, I saw this play. All right. I was like, all right, cool. They get Kevin. Maybe they jump down, try to get the last elimination. And then we just saw them fly off the top
نعوذ
rope.
بالله استغفر
And
الله.
second place finish. When I saw that, I was like, all right, 9Z, they just had a pop-off game. They're feeling good. They're just doing this for the memes at this point. But then I saw the player cams with all their heads down in disappointment. So it looked like this was not intentional at all.
Why would you do this? Oh no! I can't do anything but laugh at play like that. It's just so 9Z. You know what? I give you an award for the throw of the decade.
No!
Not the year, the decade. That is how big a throw we just witnessed. But you know what? It's really good Safji able to use a bit of that ridge that was digging inside the terrain, right? So actually put him a little bit closer to the center of the circle. But I can tell you, I cannot wait for the Pin Pundri edit on YouTube. That is going to be memed to oblivion. That is going to be great.
Max, okay, so if I put my analyst cap on, right, this is just another classic example of why you don't push one by one. If you're gonna jump off the cliff to try and get the one dude, at least do it as a trio. Why are we going one by? Oh my god, it just so many notes, so much anger, madness, all of it. Jukes.
I had so many notes for this game. I'm not gonna lie, when it finished like that, I forgot everything I was gonna talk about. I'm like, what happened? Oh, no,
Nothing else matters.
Fight, I know this is fun to look at because Loops, pretty sure that was a targeted play. They know this is Ultra Ego playing crazy, trying to chase them down because Ultra Ego, of course, top contender currently for the top 2 ranks in the grand finals. But GK, I think they were just looking to third party and get some free lines, and actually they were able to do just that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point, Max. I think GK were just looking for a cheeky third party that worked out for them, and that they were really respectful against Loops actually to just move into circle instead rather than trying to hold out fight, because the crates get so sticky. I mean, you could be there for half the game if you're not careful, Jake. So I don't mind that play from them. But for me, Alter Ego, maybe time to find a new drop spot for this last Erangel, because 2 out of 2 Erangels so far have been hot dropped on.
It's about time, though. It's about time we see teams get targeted here, because why not? If you're really trying to make something happen, you gotta shut down the top squads. I don't necessarily fully agree on that GK, we're being respectful of Loops. We'll talk about that later as we get to this end game, because Prison Circle here towards the end, Weibo looked in such control and then lose it out right there towards the finish, Max.
They were in full control, Holdrix, exactly, until they said, how about we start playing splits and play bad? And they did do just that. It was very unfortunate. Oh, that nade, didn't even see it through the open roof in Prison itself. It's so fun to see a Prison finish. You don't see it very often, and the layout of this area is so different compared to anything else Erangel has to offer, so I really love it. But yeah, I mean, GG. I was going to say 90 Globe, but no, they didn't win it. GK, that's how I still can't believe that happened here as you go over these rotations. And we're going to be able to see that, as always, Weibo going Severny, Northern rotation, and able to make it towards the late game.
That's really interesting that they're in Severny, actually, because we're going to see this massive rotation. They go all the way down to Milta Power in this next zone, right? They go all the way down here. You'll see them move now. They were right next to Inner Circle, I think it was, who also had a 2-2 split there. And then they go right up to Lipovka. Really quick rotation coming through from them. You see, gosh, 9.
তো অনেকক্ষণ বসে বসে লাইভ করলাম। I'm sorry guys. Hey, কেমনটা লাগে?
How WBG were playing this. Weibo had a fantastic. I love this split coming in from them, right? Just to hold.
তো আজকের মতো এখানেই শেষ করতেছি। ভালো থাকেন, একটু পরে গেম প্লেতে দেখা হচ্ছে। আবার একদিন চলে আসবো গেম নিয়ে, এরকম সুন্দর সুন্দর লাইভ নিয়ে। Bye bye.